Yes, yes. Welcome to the Human Synthetics live stream, and this morning I'm going to try and do a quick mix against the clock. Well, not against the clock, I just know when I've got to get it done by. And once I've mixed it, I'm just going to export it and not listen to it for a few days. I've got another few tracks in the same group that I want to mix as well, and I'll probably do those across the week. Maybe one each day, or maybe I might even be able to do one later. So yeah, I've listened to this track a lot, and I've tested it out in the car, and I've just done a kind of scratch mix. I don't even think I've leveled anything or anything like that. It's got this kind of basic. Oh, I left it. I knew I'd done that. It sounded like it was in mono in the car, but it sounded pretty good anyway. I mean, I think if it sounds banging in mono, it's a good sign. And it did. It sounded really good. Oh, not that you can see that, but yeah, along here, this is kind of just a really basic mastering thing I've done. And yeah, it's a kind of jungle thing. Simple. There's only this 8 channels. I think there's there's a lot going on in the break anyway. There's a lot of variation, and is there more thing in this? Yeah, that's it. But I think the drive comes from the variation in the break beats, and this is one that I've just kind of recorded. So I would have done a live take of this originally. I might compare it to the original another time. But right, yeah, I think I've got like 20 minutes really to do this. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it as a different one. Save it today's date. And each time I mix, I like to see like if I can just do less and less. What's like the minimum I can get away with. Sometimes I really like to push it. Okay, first of all, I mean, sometimes you don't even need to really worry about a mix, but it depends. If you're like just testing it out in a club or something, or on a big speaker system, then yeah, you can probably just. It's more about the idea at that point, I think. If it's a good idea, it will sound good regardless of the mixing you're doing to it. I don't know if that's it's a balance. It's a balance. Okay. So how I'm going to do this? Normally, I kind of bounce everything to audio, and maybe I'll just do that here for good measure. So we've got that kind of. Because I kind of like the way everything sounds in this. Yeah, so we've got the think break, the sub, the upper bass. Yeah, I'm going to do that then, just bounce it all to. Let's get everything that's MIDI. erase those. Let's just do it. I haven't mixed the track for a while, and it's always a bit like I've forgotten how to do it, or I get nervous about doing it. And so yeah, I usually just try and push through that and start and just have a go, even if I'm not ready. I'd rather do a bad mix than no mix. At least, you know, it's kind of moving forward with it. But I think it's an important part of the process. It helps me know that I'm finished with a track. I've finished the creative bit, and right now I'm buffing it off. Now I'm leveling it off. I'm like smoothing it over and making it sound really nice and glossy in like audio. When these are bounced, all right, let's flatten these. Great, okay. And this I normally just delete everything as well. Here. Now, for some reason, it's glitching out a bit when I'm selecting. But anyway, yeah, sorry about that. I will try and sort that problem out. So I might just like rename these something. Thinks sub upper bass. Don't always do this. Just female spoken word. Good vibes. That's like strings in it. Strings pad. Diva 1. Diva 2. Yep, so now we've got all the audio. I mean, it's the kind of thing, like, I start doing stuff like this and it's purely to make it look nice, so I don't know. I just like to clean it up a bit. But I'm not going to do that, because then you have to trim out the other. It's easier to just see where you are with things, leaving it like that. Another good thing about bouncing to audio is at this stage you can still do little creative things, like, you know, start messing with the audio as a sample. Okay. So I'm just gonna. This is such a good feature. Assign. Yeah, lovely. I don't really follow any color coding. It's one of those things that, like, yeah, the colors it gives it are fine. So we've got the. Yeah, I try and cut out unnecessary steps, like renaming things. If I don't need to rename something or just do something for the sake of it, then I kind of try not to do that. So I'm going to do a bit of gain staging now. I'm going to like zero the desk effectively, turn them all off. And I'm just going to, yeah, this is what I like to do sometimes. So I'm going to pull in the last kind of version I did of this as like a reference. This is a good thing to do, so you can kind of know if you're improving your mix or not. And this will be like a mono version, so it's bound to sound better. But you can also see like where the loudest bits are, which is quite helpful. I mean, it's all pretty loud, but like something like here would be a good place. And then I assign a little key to this. I'm going to make that into dash. And then whenever I click that, it's going to working with. I try and, at this stage, I try and keep everything at the like minus 18 RMS, just as like to keep my levels healthy across the mix, just like a good practice thing. Probably again, you don't, it's probably unnecessary, but yeah. Okay, let's put in a tuner, a utility. So you can just see from that, you know, it's kind of like that's probably fine. Don't need to do anything with that. What about this one? You know, maybe you'd bring that down a 1 dB or something. So it's kind of, it's not peaking at minus 18, but it's like flowing there. I mean, this could probably go up a tad. I think this is one thing that people, like one misconception with mixing sometimes. It's like it's really about the small changes make a big difference at this point, and it can feel like surely that can't be enough, 1 dB or whatever, but yeah, that's, you know, that could be all it needs sometimes. One bad habit I have is like things having to be like whole numbers, round numbers. That's really annoying. I suppose that would be avoided if you had like an analog desk or something. I would like more controls like that, but I don't have them, and so I just have to work with what I've got. I think it's more important to be creative with what you have. Creativity is king. So these divas are a bit, I'm not even listening to them here, I'm just purely looking at the levels. It kind of gets me, it's like a warm-up, it's like a mix warm-up, doing the gain stage and all this stuff. It kind of gets me in the frame of mind, right, I'm gonna start doing the creative side of the mix now, leveling stuff out and making it sound good. Getting a vibe going. Creating an atmosphere, or enhancing the atmosphere that's already there. You know, a mix should always be transparent, really. So what's going on with these vocals is probably a good. Sampled from a DJ Buck tune I listened to in a mix on. There's a really good YouTube channel, mixtapes or something, or archive mixtapes for like old rave tapes and stuff, or like really quite obscure ones. Probably fine. Is the EQ necessary, I wonder? Important thing about gain staging, you know, you can put these utilities are so useful. I didn't know what to do with them at first when I started not having a clue about mixing, but for like gain staging, they're so useful. You can put them, you know, you can put these anywhere in the. If you're finding you've like added a load of effects to something and it's making it sound quiet, you can turn it up and like right at the end of the chain, and maybe then you'll get the kind of effect you wanted. Okay, slurping coffee there. Okay, roll off there. Pull those down. there's reverb on various things as well. Valhalla. So yeah, I usually start the mix at the loudest point and at the vibiest point. The kind of second drop here. That's what we're working with. So let's bring up the brought that up to 0. So I'm just looking for. It's really all about balance, and like the balance of volumes is so important. Like the volume relationship between things. That's where I spend the majority of time. It's kind of like, you know, imagine you've got like a surface. You've got like almost like a solar system of sounds, and they're all interacting with each other, and every sound has an effect on every other sound, and it's you're looking to kind of just make these small adjustments and you know, make all of these things orbit and work together. And you know, the smallest move can knock something out and then make everything else squonky. You know, this can be a good thing sometimes if you can like have happy accidents. So yeah, it's the relationship. Like it's an energy thing, a feeling thing. I bring it up till I'm like, yeah, they're sounding like they're on the same level. Got some reverb there already, I'll just leave that as is. I tend to bring the bass in like sometimes later. Go with the pad. Doing the whole number thing there. Probably going to be the same. Fancy a bit of side chaining on that. We do it for time. Okay. Just going to have the kick. reverb. Yeah, vibing. Gonna bring that sub in now. It's a good little trick sometimes, like leave the very low end right until you've got all the other stuff happening, and you can feel it more then coming in. If you're trying to balance a bass against not much other stuff, I find that it can be quite hard to get the level right, and you can tend to overcompensate because there's nothing else going on. And this is where, like, jungle is a very bass heavy genre, and the bass is always very prominent. It's just like louder than in a lot of other genres. I think the misconception can sometimes be that you need to process that sound, but it's often just that it's louder. It's got more volume. It's at a louder level than other sounds. I think that's the thing. Like, bass is deceptively simple, I think. You know, it just takes time and practice to get these concepts under your belt and like understood in your own head. What I'm listening for here is the kick, the bass, and a bit of the upper bass to be working as one unit, you know, one, especially if there's that's quite cool. Okay. Another thing is just like ride the volume around. Too much, too little. Sometimes find the point where it's just a bit too much and just bring it back from there. It could be like tuning a note on a guitar or something. People often tune from flat up to the pitch, and they'll often drop it lower on purpose so that their ear can kind of catch on to the sound and know when you can hear when it comes into tune. I'm pretty happy with the way things are sounding there. I might go from the top. Sometimes I go from the top and just tweak levels and stuff. 842, yeah, because I reckon just bring in the DJ Buck one. There's the female spoken word. Let's just do that. Done that automation there. and yeah, just tweak levels and stuff. Okay, that sounded pretty good. At least good enough for now. I might just. I'm gonna do that for now. I'm gonna bounce this out. Bit of saturation. I like it. E always sounds the best to me. Sometimes I just don't even apply any gain. If you just listen with it on and good enough for now. Certainly good enough to see, for something to listen back to. I think I will. How we do for time? Yep, I'm going to stop that now. I'm going to export that. You can certainly probably hear against the original. more clarity in the upper bass. This one. That's good enough for now. Right. Export that. I'm going to do it as a WAV at this point because it's just more accurate. MP3s are fine for, I think this is, release, vibration. And when that's done, I will put it on here. Attach it to here, and I diarise it for 7 days, but I'll probably listen to it sooner than that, to be honest, because I want to get it sent to some people. Yeah, and I think I'll probably end the stream there. Yeah, I think I managed to do it. Kind of mix and a render in 40 minutes. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just kind of starting the YouTube journey, so if you like this kind of thing, if you like jungle, if you like Ableton and mixing and audio and sound creative music making, then drop me a subscribe. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to be putting out in the future, but I'd like to continue with these live streams because they're really quite easy to do now that I'm all set up. Well, I think they will be. Yeah, so drop us a subscribe if you can, and yeah, I'll see you around. There's a link below to my music and everything. This one I'll probably keep just like a VIP thing for now. I've made quite a lot of music this year that I've not put anywhere because I just focused on kind of emailing, linking up with some people or trying to. But yeah, if you want to hear some of the stuff out there, then follow that link. All right, I'll probably be live streaming again maybe later to do another mix of another tune that sounds. I did kind of 4 tunes that I really liked, all with the think break in, and I also at the same time I created like a mega think break rack, which I'd like to do. I might live stream about how I made that, and then you can follow along and download it afterwards. But yeah, I'm gonna